In the previous events, Hillis made progress in collecting fragments of power to put an end to the cycle. After unleashing her power, the mansion was reduced to ruins. Under the enchanting moonlight and serene atmosphere, Hillis stood there, breathing in and enjoying the peaceful air. Axion rushed towards her, trying to inquire about what happened. However, Hillis, now irritated and overwhelmed by the memories, refused to talk to him. She was too tangled up with those fragments of memories, particularly related to her seventh life, a painful memory for Hillis, where she ended her own life, not harmed by others. These thoughts left her in disarray, unsure of how to behave in front of Axion. Axion, realizing something, attempted to persuade Hillis to open up about her feelings. But expressing such deep emotions was extremely challenging for Hillis, given the immense weight of her memories. Axion persisted, promising Hillis that he would not interfere with her once she genuinely found happiness. A somewhat ironic statement, as Hillis found it amusing that he thought he meant something to her. Axion responded that if he meant nothing to her, then she should use him. Surprisingly, these words seemed to touch Hillis. With their stubborn natures, both began to turn the gears of destiny. At Partravon Mansion, the news arrived that the Einoden Mansion had been reduced to nothing but barren land. Chris, sensing Hillis' actions, laughed heartily, revealing that he already had plans in motion. It seemed there would be a new twist in the upcoming events. Switching scenes to the Einoden residence, Axion stuck close to Hillis even during meals. Hillis asserted that he was only useful to her when she needed to go to the Four Seasons forest. Therefore, he shouldn't always stick around her like that, comparing him to a tree. But, even if he were to become a tree, she would still need to take care of him. Hillis, frustrated, left the entire meal. On another front, Axion's mother and Terzo Kalicia seemed to be involved in some plot. They may have successfully drawn in Ricardo, but Montana remained challenging to persuade. The future appeared uncertain, and a new turn of events seemed likely. Returning to Hillis, she desired to find more remnants to prevent Axion from discovering and awakening any more memories. However, when she passed through the magic mirror, she found herself being transported to Axion's location. This mirror seemed to lead people to places with gemstones. But the truth is different. The mirror will always take you wherever the owner wants to go. Does Hillis really want to go and meet Axion? She wonders silently in her mind. A voice within her speaks, suggesting that a bit of selfishness won't hurt. Let desires be exposed and possess Axion because she cannot die. Hillis struggles with her inner self. Suddenly, Axion calls her, helping her escape from this internal struggle. She seems on the verge of tears, making him remember the memory of Hillis crying intensely, though he doesn't know the reason why. With a promise to make her happy, that memory truly torments him. Hillis realizes that if this mirror always leads her to Axion, perhaps both of them together will reach the place with gemstones. So, the two set out on the journey. But first, the front clothing had to be addressed. The sound of splashing water and the foul smell indicated they were in some kind of dungeon. Looking towards the sharp fang, red-eyed creatures emitting a threatening aura, the noise of the guards alerted Hillis. She quickly raised her hand and the guard lost his breath instantly, showing off Hillis' cold and calm demeanor. The monstrous creatures, with their howls, exuded a terrifying hatred, desiring the corpse in front of them. Hillis didn't hesitate to give it. Axion looked on in shock as Hillis performed such actions with a cold expression. She explained that the creatures wanted revenge, and she just wanted to lend a hand. Axion sighed, advising her that next time she wanted to use power, she should let him do it, as the traces of her ability were potent and challenging to dispel. The two exited the dungeon, and Hillis felt the energy flow pursuing them. However, someone else arrived, prompting them to hide in a corner. Hearing the voice, Hillis was surprised to find Ricardo and Terzo here. However, both of them carried the scent of supernatural abilities. Axion also recognized the familiar scent from the two. The pair quickly retreated as danger still lurked in the area. On this side, Ricardo genuinely appreciated Terzo for providing them a refuge. He mentioned having found a key, the artifact Hillis was searching for. Terzo advised Ricardo that he could use any room in this mansion, but he should be cautious with that particular dungeon. Ricardo genuinely appreciated Terzo's generosity but had many questions about the foul smell in the mansion. The moonlight appeared serene, but the atmosphere in Partravian Mansion was far from peaceful. Chris betrayed the clan and struck the clan leader's heart, harboring resentment towards Hillis. He wanted either the clan leader to step down or he would die on the spot. On Axion's side, he and Hillis retreated. Hillis wanted to search for the artifact alone, and Axion reluctantly accepted, still harboring some questions. A familiar scent emanated from the dialogue spot, and Ricardo was present there. Axion's guard reported the investigation findings. The Amilai family had no connection to the mutated demonic creatures, and the painting at the Amilai mansion was genuinely from the royal family. Axion was pleased with the information, patting the guard on the shoulder before disappearing. The scene shifts to Hillis standing in front of the gate of the Four Seasons forest. Despite absorbing the gemstones, she couldn't enter the Four Seasons forest. A mysterious overwhelming force appeared, which turned out to be Chris. He officially became the clan leader and reminded Hillis of their previous conversation. Chris wanted to gift Parvanon to Hillis. Hillis smiled. They held hands and entered the Four Seasons forest together. Back to Axion, who was conversing with his mother. She teased him about dating someone due to the scent of roses on him. Axion felt uneasy and requested his mother not to worry about her. Surprisingly, the familiar scent was confirmed to be his mother's cigarette smoke, distinct due to the specially placed cigarettes. Axion suddenly sensed a familiar energy flow, recognizing it as the key that Ricardo had found. About to touch it, Axion's mother appeared. She acknowledged the interesting nature of the key and decided to gift it to Axion, encouraging him to explore its mysteries. The scene transitions to Hillis and Chris walking hand in hand in the Four Seasons forest. Suddenly, Hillis let go of Chris's hand, leaving him alone in an empty space. Hillis ventured into the storage room alone, but an unexpected event occurred. Bells were hung all around the room, and out of curiosity, Hillis touched one. The sound of the bell resonated, creating radiant flashes, and fragments of memories started to emerge. When Axion entered the room, a familiar yet strange image struck him, leaving him bewildered and unable to recall. Meanwhile, Hillis was engrossed in studying documents, spending hours until the evening. When meeting Chris, she remained silent despite his attempts to engage in conversation. Hillis grabbed Chris's hand and led him to the front gate, telling him they had arrived. Chris had to wait for a few hours, only to find out that it was the entrance. Dismissing Chris's emotions, Hillis immediately shifted and scheduled another meeting for the next day. Chris was left infuriated, while the tolling bell began awakening fragments of memories, including images of Hillis' father. In his dreams, he saw Hillis revealing her 4 past lives, the 5th life showing a worried Hillis with a handful of pills, pleading for forgiveness from her father. Diego woke up disturbed, tormented by visions, unsure of what was real. Upon Hillis' return home, she encountered Axion, immediately sensing the power of the key-like object he held. Both understanding the significance, they decided not to touch it. Axion, attempting to invite Hillis for dinner, was met with her confusion. Hillis' other personality urged her to be sincere, causing inner turmoil. The next day, Hillis returned to the Four Seasons forest. This time, the bells were outside. Touching them, she didn't experience any teleportation but found herself in a garden. Coincidentally, she met Inoden's guards who were forbidden from entering the mansion, eager to visit their clan leader. Witnessing Hillis' authority, they gradually accepted her as the Inoden clan leader, although not everyone among them was entirely loyal. The events at the Montana residence had left significant losses. Hillis inquired about the clan leader there, and although they showed respect, the truth remained uncertain. Returning to the Four Seasons forest, Chris awaited Hillis per their previous arrangement but coincidentally encountered Axion. Observing Chris's peculiar expression, Axion questioned whether he had become the clan leader. Chris affirmed and mentioned that Hillis was the first to congratulate him. Chris also expressed gratitude for Hillis guiding him through the dense fog on his first visit to the forest. Hearing this, Axion couldn't contain his jealousy, releasing a powerful punch directly at Chris, causing a loud explosion in the waiting hall. Fortunately, Hillis intervened in time to prevent a tragedy. Axion, seeing Hillis, felt awkward and immediately teleported away, with Hillis chasing after him. Axion, driven by jealousy, asked Hillis why she dared to follow him, insinuating her connection with Chris. Hillis clarified that she had no affection for Chris. Hillis reminded his of past life memories when they were in Burzet. Seeing Hillis emotionally affected, Hillis was moved, pulled his shoulders, and kissed him abruptly. However, she quickly withdrew, and Axion, taking advantage, intensified his advances. The two submerged into passion, and memories became clearer. Returning to Hillis' 5th life, she encountered Axion and Violetta talking in the garden. Feeling a sense of loneliness, she walked away, but Axion called her back and gifted her a bouquet. Hillis, deeply touched, displayed a happy smile. Returning to the present, Hillis had accepted Axion, allowing him to occupy her life. After the passionate night, Hillis went to the Kalicia clan. She arrived to meet with the clan leader, but unfortunately, the leader was bedridden, likely due to a severe illness. While waiting for Violetta and Mako, Hillis coincidentally encountered Terzo. He was there to welcome her, expressing that their past had beautiful moments but acknowledging that it was now just a memory. Hillis, having witnessed tragic events, found his words somewhat empty. Sensing the imminent arrival of Mako and Violetta, Terzo hastily left, as he was forbidden to be there. As Terzo left, he unexpectedly encountered Violetta and Mako. Attempting to pat Mako's head, he faced resistance from Violetta, revealing the tense situation. Terzo faced a challenging decision in how to proceed. The scene shifted to Ricardo's temporary residence. Terzo inquired about Diego's well-being, but the situation appeared grim. Terzo casually mentioned to Ricardo that it seemed the medicine had taken effect. Opening up to Ricardo, he expressed that it seemed they had been discarded by Hillis. After hearing Hillis' words, Terzo decided to take resolute action. As he finished his sentence, Ricardo collapsed, and Terzo, observing the situation, felt a similarity with Hillis, anticipating a quick resolution. Transitioning to the Burzet mansion, clan leader Montana and Axion's mother discussed their concerns. Deborah was frustrated by perceived injustices and expressed dissatisfaction with her leniency. Kidnapping the Kalicia child had started to become apparent, and they decided to proceed with caution. Axion sensed the tension between clan leader Montana and his mother, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with her. The news about Kalicia's blood being tested was becoming public knowledge. Hillis reflected on the events, connections, and past lives, feeling a bit conflicted but remaining determined to pursue her true purpose. All those thoughts were Axion's. Suddenly, that alter ego appeared, urging her to satisfy her ambitions. But once she had tasted it, it was hard to let go. She continued towards Axion, with those voices pushing her towards him. As soon as she touched Axion, everything returned to tranquility. The two of them embraced passionately under the enchanting moonlight. And that's the end again. See you in the next part. Peace.